What's up, y'all? So this video, we're going to be talking about positioning, and I'm going to give you some tips to identify good positioning, a really strong technique, and a couple gameplay examples. Positioning can be broken down into two major categories: micro, which is your individual positioning relative to your teammates and enemies, and macro, which is your team's positioning relative to other teams and the map. This video, we're going to be talking about the micro. Alright, let's get into it. So when it comes to positioning on a micro level, the main thing you need to be thinking about, and what you'll hear me say a lot in this video, is line of sight, aka LOS. Positioning is all about manipulating LOS to your advantage and creating angles. Positioning is one of those things that you have to think about a lot in the beginning, but eventually it becomes second nature. Good positioning in Apex must be two things: advantageous and flexible. Advantageous in that it allows you to break LOS from the other team very easily, but it's very difficult for them to break LOS from you. Flexible in that it allows you to easily push forward if you get a knock or break some shields, and also allows you to fall back if you lose your advantage. That leads into the next major requirement, which is to keep repositioning. Apex is a fast-paced shooter. A spot that was good in the beginning of the fight could be a bad spot just moments later, depending on how you or your opponents play it. You want to take your good positioning and do enough damage to move into an even stronger position. Ideally, near the end of an engagement, your team completely controls LOS. On the other hand, if you mess up and your good positioning becomes bad positioning, you want to be able to turn it good again, or at the very least 50-50. Here's a short clip of me moving from positioning that was originally okay but became bad into a stronger position. The spot was okay because it blocks most of my body when I crouch, but it never breaks LOS. I'm originally okay with this damage exchange, but when they use their missiles, I have to fall back or I'll die. When I move backward, I break LOS with the boxes, and it gives my teammates LOS on the guy pushing me, so they get hit a little bit. I end up getting an easy knock because I have the health advantage in a straight 1v1. As you move across the map, you should always be looking around for things you can use as cover if a fight breaks out, and be aware when you're moving through big open spaces. Here are a few other things to look for in your positioning. The height of the cover. Can you head glitch on the cover or crouch behind it? Will you have to climb up or use the sides to get line of sight? Your teammates LOS on you. If someone pushes you, will they have cover from you and your teammates? How can you move around the cover to give your teammates LOS? The enemy's LOS on you. If you get someone low health or knock them, can you push without giving their teammates LOS? And then safe healing. If you get broken or knocked, can you heal or get res safely? Now that I've shown y'all how to identify good positioning, let's talk about that technique. So what is, in my opinion, the strongest positioning technique in the game is called kiting. Kiting is a generic term used in a lot of games, but for the context of Apex, I'll define it as keeping the enemy chasing you, while also keeping them at a distance where you don't have to fully commit to the fight. This allows you to continuously reposition while isolating the enemy and hopefully putting them in bad spots. This is the most common tip people use for 1v2s and 1v3s, and is 100% necessary if you want to play solo duos successfully. If you've been watching the current clip, you'll have noticed I've already backed off and healed twice. I'm trying to keep even the slightest advantage on them. I back off again because I'm trying to not give them an advantage on me. They're playing really close together. When I break the Bangalore, I thought I would get a 1v1 on Bloodhound, but they really throw me off by contesting again with no shields. I get the knock, but I phase back again because I lost so much health. Now I have to try to gain height and reset as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm inside the next ring.
I peek some just to make sure they're not getting too close, then I continue healing. I push up on the rock to get LOS and try to get a little damage in, but then they push side by side again. Notice how I use the rock to break LOS even when they're very close. I get the knock on Bloodhound, but I have to drop because I lost track of the Bangalore and I'm not sure if they have an angle on me. This straight 1v1 is the best I probably could have hoped for, and I only lose this because they have the health advantage on me. That's going to wrap up the first part of my guide on positioning. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for the rest of the series. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at InkelWeTrust. Thanks for watching. Peace.